I'm losing a lot of hair on the top.
The one thing that concerns me most is, as a single guy in 26 right now, how would it affect me in the dating world?
Wow.
What about the whole women situation? Remember that was a huge
That was a
conversation
big
over there,
one.
right?
Yeah.
2 weeks time and COVID, it's kind of a little hard to go actually meet someone, but I tried. I'm like swiping and whatever, just like trying to get some. It was a social experiment. It wasn't like my own personal gain. It was more like I need
Yeah.
experiment to see what
Yeah.
happens. And funny enough, is like, so I matched with 3 women, I think,
Yeah.
and one was already matched with me, but like my pictures had hair, you know what I mean, with
Right.
hair
Yeah.
follicles and whatnot. But she was texting me, and then I told her, I was like, let me tell her I buzzed my head now. Will she still want to talk to me? I was like, I just want to let you know I kind of shaved my head now. It's like half guard or zero guard. Uh, just because, why not? That's what I said. Not because like she asked me. She didn't ask me. Like, it's like, then she's like, wow, that's crazy. I dig it. I'm like, all right, okay. That's not bad. I mean, that wasn't the reaction I was expecting.
Yeah.
So we still kept texting and then, exchanging numbers. We haven't met yet because of the
COVID
situation,
stuff.
but
Yeah.
just small stuff like that. I was like, all right, it's not too bad. And then 2 other people, and then I changed my profile where I specifically said, um, current look is buzzed head. Even though I don't have a
Right.
good picture right now, I
Yeah.
did take like a small video of me like just like checking my head out.
Yeah.
That was one of the things in the bottom, and I said, "Don't judge me." That was the caption of the thing. That was that, right?
Okay.
And
Yeah.
people still swipe me, so they looked at my profile. They're like, "Okay with it." So I'm like, "Okay." It's not like I think we had a conversation with like, all right, if it's like 100 women, 60 may not like you, but 40 may like you. So it's not like I may not get everybody, but you know what? There might be people who are okay with that, and that's fine. Everyone has preference, right? So
Yeah.
so it sounded like I was kind of satisfied with those results. So people seem to be fine with it. I think it's just confidence you build up.
Good.
Um, so that was going well. So this girl, I haven't seen her in 2 months. I'm like, again, social experiment, right? It's not my personal gain. I'm like, hey, I sent her a Snapchat of my thing. I'm like, what do you think? And she was like, wow, she was like super shocked. She was like, I like it. It looks good on you. So she said, I'm like, okay, do you want to hang out this weekend? And like she didn't get back to me. I'm like, okay, so I guess she's not really into that. Maybe
Yeah.
she's nice to me. So I'm like, that's okay. Some people you win some you lose. But
Yeah.
it didn't bother me at all. It was just funny to see how people
Yeah.
change their views.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, that's where it's come so far in 2 weeks. My experience wise, like I'm
Good.
getting more comfortable with it every day. I'm getting more comfortable. I think I personally believe that a lot of people like my age who are single, I mean, most of the time when they lose hair, it's the main focus like, oh my god, like how is the opposite gender, the gender I'm attracted to, is gonna feel the way feel about me. I think that's the main concern. I mean, for me, it's like I didn't care what my guy friends think.
Yeah.
I mean, but how am I gonna be in out there, I'm in the dating world, like, is it going to affect me? Am I never going to find someone, what I mean? Like those things really worry about, with you. Like, so I felt like that might be helpful for some people in terms of what I was going through
Yeah.
um, right now. Like I said, I haven't really experienced the whole thing yet, but just from small feedbacks from the dating apps, seems to be positive and nobody cares about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As much. Some people do, but it's not going to be like, oh, dude, you're done. You're going to be
Yeah.
single, a lone wolf for the rest of your life now.
No.
It's not going to be like that. So after I spoke to you, I think it was the same evening is when I went and like, recorded myself taking the hair off. It was like, I was kind of super nervous because you kind of build up to that moment, but when it was happening, like as soon as I heard the trimmer, I mean, you can see in the video, as soon as I hear the sound of the trimmer, I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this. But it's just like, I don't know, I just went for it. And then once I did it, I remember it because I don't know if it's just me, but it's so different. It doesn't mean it's bad, but it's different. You're not able to like understand like, whoa, do I like it? Do I not? It just looks different. It'd be like,
Yeah.
okay, it looks different. I'm not complaining, but it's not what I'm used to. That's how it was, the initial reaction, right? I'm like, okay. But I did feel super relieved when I did it because it just felt like, all right, I think I've taken all my insecurities off. Now I'm going to show it and I'm okay with that. So that just felt good. I feel like I'm not going to hide it anymore. So that I just felt good about that inside. First thing I did was I shaved it. Then, so my parents were visiting me that day. So I just went out outside the bathroom and I was like, hey, mom, hey, dad, look at me. And then they were like so shocked. They were like, "Whoa!" What the heck," And the beginning, because before I did it, I told my mom I'm going to do it, and she was like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" Like, like she kind of like went back. I'm like, "No, don't change my mind." And then once she saw it, she was like, "Oh my god, it actually looks really good." I don't want to jinx it, but it looks really good, and she was like so happy about it. And then that was like the first positive sign. And then I was like, all right, I just want to sleep it off and see how I feel the next day, because it's just too much of a change for me,
Yeah.
because usually you want to sleep in the cab, like, fresh in mind and be like how you really feel.
Yeah.
And the next morning I wake up and then my neighbors were outside, and usually when my neighbors are there, I usually wear a hat, or
Okay.
like, when they come into the house, I'm not wearing a hat. I go into my room. It's so pathetic. I used to like shy away from them
Yeah.
if I'm not wearing a hat or like a hoodie or something. But I'm like, you know what? Let's go show them this, and see what happens. I'm like, I went, and then my neighbor was like, damn, Taz, like that looks good. And I was like, oh, thanks. I'm just trying something new. I mean, they didn't ask me why. If they ask me why, I'll tell them why. But if
Yeah.
they don't, I don't want to go out of my way to be like, my hair is thinning. I should.
Yeah. Yeah. That would have been, yeah.
It just makes sense. So I was like, yeah, I'm trying something different. 2021, it's nice. What do you think? He's like, oh, it looks good. And he's like, oh, I do it sometimes too. And I'm like, okay. You gotta understand, they're a little older, like probably like 50, 45, 50.
Yeah.
So I'm getting approval from all of them first, right? So I'm like, all right, let me go down eventually. So that was good. And then I recorded the video for you, my reaction the next day. That was what you guys got. And then I remember seeing some comments on the thing. They're like, oh, this guy still doesn't seem completely satisfied. And I'm like, well, that's what I meant. I wasn't, I mean, I couldn't really talk because it just was a big change. I was okay with it, but it took a while to gain the confidence, be like, all right, this is going to be me now. And then what I did was this is just for myself. So what I did was I screen recorded all my friends' reactions. I called them on FaceTime or WhatsApp video, called them, and I'm covering my face. I'm like, yo, guys, I have to show you something. And I show them, and then just to see their reactions. I got like 5, 6 of them.
Oh, awesome.
And they all loved it. And it's like priceless. You won't get those reactions ever again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got those reactions, and they all loved it. They're like, oh, it looks amazing. You should keep this look. It suits you. You have a good head shape, stuff like that. I was like, okay, perfect. Someone like grow your beard, someone like don't grow your beard, but ultimately they're all happy with it. And they're all like my age, 26, 28. So that was good too. And then I think in the video, what I did was I shaved a half guard everywhere. I didn't go full like zero.
Yeah.
The one you told me, because I was kind of a little nervous, And I was like, all right, you know what? Maybe I could go zero on the sides and the back at least. That's what I have right now. So my sides and the back are zero.
Right. Yeah.
And this one is and the thing is, like, it creates a horseshoe pattern right here. Like, so this gets darker than this,
Yeah.
So what I did was, so it's 0.5, and then this is probably a little less than 1.75 or something. So I'm just trying something different. I'm just trying it out.
Yeah. Have fun with it.
Yeah, experimenting what works, what doesn't work. Right now, I'm just
Exactly.
keeping this a little bit longer, then shorter, and then nothing. Just keep that. And so I started doing that, and then the first thing was I go to the gym 5, 6 times a week, and I was like, oh man, how am I going to deal with that now? I usually wear a hat at the gym, and I told myself not wearing a hat ever again, because if I wear a hat, what's the point of this whole thing?
Yeah.
So I took small steps. Like, I was wearing a hoodie, so I would wear a hoodie, but I wouldn't cover it all the way. Like, I would keep it.
Like I like to do. I do that a lot, right? I just have it like here or something like that. Yeah.
So people would know you shaved it because they can see the front part of the head, but not the whole thing. So I started doing like that, slowly, progressively taking it off over the days. The first day I remember I went to the gym, and it was a Sunday. Sunday, not many people come to the gym because then they want to take off. It's a perfect day for me to test the waters because, it's not like all the regular people I see, you know what I mean? So it's not like at the same time. So it's like, all right, let me go today. Let me test it out. I remember a couple of guys who, I don't know their names. They don't know my name, but they see me all the time. So like they saw me, they like looked at me like for a second. They're like, all right. And just kept doing their work. I'm like, that's the thing. Nobody cares. It's all in my head. That was kind of the proof, and like I was working out. I'm like, oh man, are they going to look at me? And I was like, dude, why are you still thinking about it? You know what? Just forget it. They don't care. You don't care. Just move on. And that's what I built up every day. I was getting better and better. Now I'm like, I really don't care, And so the gym was going like that. And eventually Monday, Tuesday, the regular folks saw me and they're like, nobody said a word, it was all fine. Then I try to go to a bar because remember we talked about going out to a
Yeah.
place, and I did go for I think it was the fight between McGregor and
Poirier, whatever his name
yeah,
is.
yeah. I went to see the fight at this bar with some of my friends. I was like, all right, this is a perfect time to
So you
test
kind of
it
looked
out.
the part as well,
Yeah,
you know, a little
yeah.
bit. Yeah.
It was I mean, it was coincidence, you know. I mean, I didn't know McGregor shaved his head until I'm like, what? Okay. But it was just like, all right, let me go test the water out now, you know. And the thing is, I had three friends. It was one was Cuban, the other two was Russians. The Russian guys, like, one guy's losing his hair, so he kind of buzzed it off too. The other guy, he has full head of hair, but he still buzz it all the time. I don't know why.
Yeah.
You know, it's just that's their style. So I was like, all right, I could kind of blend in with them. You know what I mean? Like it's not just me standing out. So when I met them, they were like, whoa, they were like kind of super shocked. Like, what happened? I'm like, yeah, you know, I just buzzes, you know, it's a new look. They're like, dude, it looks good. And then I was like, all right, that's it. Nobody cares. You know what I mean? I looked around, everyone's just still drinking, everyone's just talking to each other. Nobody's like staring, pointing. The stuff that you might think in your head that, oh man, people are gonna look at that way. Nobody does anything. I'm like, I'm so comfortable now, you know. I don't have to like worry, oh man, is my hair like messed up? Is my hair fibers on my face? None of that stuff. I'm like watching the game, hanging out with my friends, eating my food, drinking my beer. It was just perfect, you know. I was like, this is I think this is what I wanted for so long. And that's the kind of experience I had over there. And then Conor McGregor showed up with the shaved head and they're like, yo, did you do that because of him? I'm like, nah, it was just coincidence. But yeah, that was the only time I was able to go out to the bar, and then like grocery stores and stuff like that. I've just been shaving my head. So right now, currently, I'm in a transition of a new job. So I'm like interviewing with people. So luckily, it's not like my old coworkers. Like, you know, I don't want to see their. I mean, I don't want to deal with that type of stuff. It's like
you don't want to have to explain time and time again, right?
Yeah. And so I figured. So all my interviews, I've been doing it with this, and completely fine. You know, it's not like, you know what, you don't have hair, so we're gonna choose someone with hair. It's nothing like that. Nothing.
Again, the
nothing
things
changes.
you kind of those things you kind of telling yourself previously, you know.
Nothing changes. You know, life is still the same. Like the outside factors, it's the same. So you know, it's what you keep telling yourself that may affect it in a negative way, but it really doesn't. So I've been doing that. So that's been going on well. And then I'm doing my podcast. I'm trying to record my sessions.
Yeah.
In front of the camera. It's all right. You know, it's my new look.
Brilliant.
Oh, remember, I think I told you, I always wanted to jump into a pool, put my head into the water, and I couldn't do it. And I had to do it when nobody's there one night, and I had to jump in. It felt great. And now I was in the pool, and there were other people. I'm like, dude, this is awesome, man. Like I missed out years of not doing this, you know, just going in the water, the beach. It was just perfect, you know. But yeah, man, I'm like super glad I did it. I seem to be more productive, you know, like I've been working on my podcast, my interviews, and I've been day trading, you know, in the morning. Like it's just like this thing is not in my thoughts anymore. You know, it used to be like, you know, like you said, the weather app. I'm going out, it's windy, it's raining, I'm gonna wear a hat. You know, if I'm going out, like if I went to see the Conor McGregor fight, I would have put hair fibers and I would have taken the time and worried about how I looked over there. You know, I wouldn't have been focused on the fight because I'd be like, oh man, like is there something in my hair, like my forehead? I gotta go to the bathroom to check it out. You know, none of that stuff was there. And I think, like, you know, like a lot of people be like, I know we're trying to help people like give them the push to do that thing. But I feel like no matter what, I know everyone's like been happy about it after results. But I think it's something they still have to go. It's just not enough. I think you just have to go through yourself. You know, to experience that. Even though hundreds of people in your channel have said, "Dude, this is great," you know, I feel amazing. But like, it's still not going to be enough for you to like do it. You know, it's good on the other side, but it's kind of like, all right, it's your journey. You know, you will get there. Nobody's gonna like drag you. You know, you're gonna take your own baby steps. But you will get there. You know, and that's what happened.